Hello everyone, welcome to my channel PhD Chats. You clicked on the link when you didn't have to, and guys, for that I am forever grateful. Every view, every like, every comment, every subscription contributes to my success on YouTube, and today I have a story for you. Welcome to my YouTube channel, PhD Chats. You clicked on the link when you didn't have to, and for that, I am grateful. Subscribers, thank you for keeping the conversation going. And if this is your first time at Chats with Petal, get ready to ponder, heal, and dream. So, as you all know, one of my playlists is about health. I'm very committed to living a healthy lifestyle, and that is healthy from all perspectives: mentally healthy, emotionally healthy, physically healthy, and spiritually healthy. And I believe that the food that we eat contributes to the way we experience our day, to how our emotions and our mood feels throughout the day. If I'm talking with someone in a conversation, they'll say, I don't feel so well today. I'm having a, kind of like an off day. And sometimes my first instinct is to ask, what did you eat today? I will tell you a story about a fast food run that has turned into a experiment. And I am continuing to talk about this just to share awareness. Peyton and I went on a mommy-daughter hangout. We were out late. We had gone on a day tripping adventure through New York City. We did a museum, we went to brunch, and we went to a nighttime light show. So it was an entirely exhausting day. We had eaten throughout the day, but we were on our way back to Brooklyn from Long Island at around 1:30 a.m., almost 2 o'clock. So we exit the Jackie Robinson, and there is a fast food establishment right there. Peyton was like, Mom, I feel a little bit peckish. And I said the same thing. I wasn't sure if we had any snacks at home. And I thought, you know what? Let's indulge. So we just made a quick right and we swung into the drive-through. We decided to get a burger. Peyton was very specific about the burger that she wanted. And I got to the drive-through and I said, all I need is a burger. I think we added some fries to it. And the burger is not going to have any sauce, no tomato, no pickles, just lettuce and onions. In fact, I said extra lettuce and extra onions. That's it. The bun, the burger patty, lettuce, onions, that's it. When I was about to pay, he said, are you the one with that special burger request? So I said, yeah. And he said, okay, let me make sure, because I heard how specific you were about your burger. So he goes on his, headpiece and he says, hey, that's the burger with only lettuce and onion. Make sure you guys, you get it right. And I thought that was so spectacular, because we all have that horror story of going through fast food, asking for something, getting home, something is missing, you have the wrong order, they put something where they shouldn't, they left something off, and so on. So him taking that extra moment to make sure the order was correct and verified with the staff members in the kitchen, I thought, okay, look at him doing his job really well, felt great. Moved up to the next window. We go up to the other window, the final window, we pay, then we collect. They asked, do you want condiments? I think we asked for some barbecue sauce for the fries, and that was it. Now, I have the habit of checking my orders at fast food restaurants sometimes because I don't want to go home. I'm already reluctant to buy the food, right? It's usually under duress. You're running late. You just need a quick snack. You may not have time to cook. You're buying it just on the go, right? That's kind of the purpose. I'm not leaving my house intentionally to go and buy fast food. I very infrequently partake. So I am usually stopping at the drive-through and I check my order. But this day, because the employee verified with the kitchen staff, I just left it and I said, okay, great, took the order. As we were driving home, Peyton was just snacking on the fries, just dipping them in barbecue sauce and just eating, and we were all fine and great. We get home and Peyton's like, Mom, I'm almost filled with the fries. I just want to have half of it. So I go to cut the burger, and immediately as I open the box, I see that there's cheese. And I said, I was so upset. I'm like, how? How is there cheese when I specifically said nothing else but the lettuce and onions? You verified that. I was so upset. So I put the burger down. I said, Pete, the burger has cheese. We tried taking the cheese off. The cheese was like melted onto the burger. There was no way. So I didn't want it because I don't eat, that type of cheese really. I was going to eat half if there was none of it there. And so I was so upset. I went back into the car, looked in the console, found the receipt. This is about 2:30 in the morning. I was that frustrated. Came back inside, went and called the restaurant. Now, this is not to bash young people, but there was a lot of young people there and they were making humor of my frustration. So when I first called, they were like, oh, you want to speak to your manager? Okay, hold on. And then I'm waiting, and then someone else comes and says, hello? Are you upset about your order or something? And then they laugh, and then they said, oh yeah, she's still there. And I am waiting. And then finally a third person comes and says, hello. And I said, yes, I came to the restaurant at the drive-thru. I specified my order. You did not fulfill it as I asked. I'm hungry. My daughter does not eat cheese. And, she said, well, you can come and get another one. I said, it's 2:30 in the morning. I'm not coming back there. I will come another day, but you guys have to do your job, better. And I was complaining and frustrated. But I wanted to take the burger with me when I was going to complain, because I'm like, no, I'm going to talk to a manager. So I took this burger and I put it in the fridge. I said, tomorrow I'm going with the receipt. I'm going with the burger. I'm going to complain. I'm so upset. I'm so angry. I was completely frustrated that night. I was a little bit hungry. I made myself a cup of tea, and, Peyton ate her fries. We, got ready for bed. We went to bed, and that was it. So the next morning, of course, the frustration is gone. We got up, had a healthy breakfast, and, put some stuff in the refrigerator. And to be honest, I forgot about the burger. I think I was still talking about it the next day. I was telling Rod the story and saying, well, we got, I got a messed up fast food order. I think that's part of the requirements, like the interview process is, hey, do you know how to mix things up? Do you know how to forget? Because that has to be one of the qualifications, because of how frequently they just don't get your order right? And as I said, you're buying it grudgingly. It's overpriced. The quality is low. So you just want it to be what you want. You're eating it with some measure of guilt. At least I do. So forgot about the burger the next day. Forgot about the burger the next week. About 2 weeks later, I'm cleaning out the fridge and I see the burger and I'm thinking, oh my goodness. So I reach for the box and I'm thinking, oh my God, that burger is right there in the fridge. It's in the back. It's going to be gross and molded, right? So I opened the box reluctantly and the burger looked the same. It looked exactly the way that it looked 2 weeks ago. And I thought, oh my goodness. And then I reflected on other videos I'd seen on YouTube where people had put burgers from fast food establishment in the refrigerator and held it for like a year, 2 years. So I said, oh my goodness, the burger, seeing it in real time was extremely like jarring. And I thought, this thing has not molded, has not deteriorated in any way. So I put it back in the fridge, and then after a month I checked, and after 2 months, and I said, oh my goodness, Peyton, we're going to do the experiment. We're going to keep this burger in the fridge as long as we can to see how the food breaks down, right? And it really, at that time, I was aware, of course, as most of us do, that, fast food establishments do not use the highest quality ingredients in their food because they're looking for it to be able to last very long. It's quickly made. We knew that, but I wasn't as aware or as informed, right, as I am now. So a year passed, 2 years passed, and as I started to, embark upon keto and, be intentional about the quality of foods I eat, I became more and more invested in watching how this burger was, breaking down in the fridge and how it was staying and what was happening with the bread and the meat. So that was in 2019. That was 6 years ago, and I still have the burger today. So I'm going to show you that burger, and I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like. You'll see that I put the date. This is when I bought the burger, October 2019, right? That's when the burger was bought. Now for the burger. Let me just bring the burger into your screen. This is the world debut of a burger that is 6 years old. Look at it. This burger is 6 years old. Wild, right? For some strange reason, the burger just split into perfect thirds. I do not know. At one of the times that I just went into the fridge to check it, the burger just split into perfect thirds. So this is the burger. The seeds, the bread, the bun, everything is still intact as I bought it 6 years ago. Now, inside of the burger, there were 2 pieces of cheese, right? So there was cheese on top. Here, there was cheese below. This cheese is still pretty much intact. And whatever the vegetable was on the burger that day, we asked for lettuce and onion. So we got like 3 little strips of vegetable on top of the cheese that was so white that we didn't know. I didn't know if it was the white part of the lettuce, like the stem, or if it was strips of onion that were cut flat so that they were whiter. It was indistinguishable. I couldn't decide. So it's still in there. The toast from the bun is still visible. The patty is still there. And as you can see, there is no sign of molding. There is no sign of breakdown. Nothing is happening on this burger. It looks the exact same. Just in a fridge, never frozen. Just sitting in the fridge in the original box that it was purchased in. Right, so I'm going to put it back into the box that it was bought in. Put the thirds right on top. And I'm going to continue to keep this here. And maybe I will do a follow-up in a few more years, right? What is the purpose of the video? Boys and girls, that's what I say to my students, friends, viewers. Our bodies are really our temples. Our bodies house our minds. They house our souls. They house our spirits, our emotions. And we have to approach that with some kind of reverence and some kind of respect. And you have to ask yourself, what would they have had to put into that bread, so that it remains this way for all of these years? If this is what the bread looks like after all of these years, how is it reacting in your body? Like, what is it doing in your body? What are those chemicals? What did they put in it? Definitely, this is not flour, water, yeast. Definitely not. Is fast food the worst thing you can eat? Probably not, right? I don't think every single fast food chain is selling you something that could be considered poison. I have not eaten a burger from this fast food restaurant since, right? I have not bought a burger from this fast food establishment since this burger. This was the last one I bought. But have I eaten something from there? Absolutely. And have I eaten other fast foods? Sure. You have to consider very deeply how frequently you are willing to partake, right? It's not the only unhealthy thing, but do you think this is something you should be eating every day or every week or even every month? I want you to be very considerate of your body, your GI tract, your entire digestive system, and see if you think that consuming this is going to be a really good idea for you and how frequently you should do this. Eat healthy every day. Try to eat something green and leafy. Avoid processed sugar. We're all sugar addicts to an extent. So if you must have something sweet, eat a piece of fruit. Consider making healthy dietary choices. And if you want any more information on that, please visit my playlist Health. I have the beginning of a journey that I took to transform my body on the inside by consuming healthy things, avoiding all the unhealthy food. So, what are your thoughts? I want to hear in the comments. Do you think that you're going to be pulling up to a drive through anytime soon? Let me know. Thanks for watching.